So basically, okay, so you hear about Fleetwood Mac. Now here's a group who, first of all, lost Peter Green. Basically, just kind of did, well, from what I can gather from mix, they just did too many drugs, and one day just kind of like, I don't want to play anymore. And then 6 months later, they lose Jeremy Spencer while they're in Los Angeles, getting ready to do a gig. And so, naturally, they're distraught, I can imagine.
Well, yeah, they lost both their frontmen, or both their frontmen dropped out within, a year and a half of each other. And I was, while playing in Europe, I mean, and over here, I was vaguely aware of Fleetwood Mac. I mean, I read the music papers
Right.
and the Melody Maker and, the English music papers. And I also really liked their song that was on the jukeboxes all over France, Oh Well, which is a big
Exactly.
Europe. A lot of people don't realize Fleetwood Mac and Peter Green were real big in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
In the, in like 1968, 69, they were real big. And, you could say they were stars in Europe. They were just starting to get started in the United States, touring and stuff, and then that's when those guys quit. But the problem was that the two guys that had quit, Peter Green and Jeremy Spencer, mainly Peter Green was the group.
Right.
He was the big charismatic, he was the songwriter, the singer, the guitar player. So they were left with basically a rhythm section with no writers.
So how did you feel walking into a big mess, which is basically what it was?
Well, it was very confusing. I mean, I was, first of all, I was on my total, I didn't have a pot to what in. I mean, I was living in Paris. I had no money. The band, the guys that I'd been playing with had all gone back to the States. I had no prospects, and I felt I was getting older. I was only 25 or 24, but
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Know that feeling.
And Judy Wong, who had been an old girlfriend of mine from San Francisco, who's now married to Glenn Cornick, the Jeff Latone's bass player, because they were huge. She held shop in England. She knew all those people. She ran in those circles. And Judy called me and said, "Why don't you come over and try out for the band?" I said, "Well, yeah. What are they looking for?" And that was the problem, is that they didn't know.
Yeah.
It was very confusing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they went from rhythm to blues, and then Jeremy was kind of taking them into a kind of an old rock and roll thing, if you listen to Kleinhaus. So really, they didn't have a direction.
Well, they didn't have a direction, and I didn't know, really, they never came out and said, because they didn't know what they wanted to do. They knew that they didn't want somebody to, and it was just lucky for me that they didn't want some, quote-unquote guitar god type
Right.
gunslinger guy to come in there and try to be the big blues man, because I wasn't, and that wasn't what I did anyway. It was lucky I didn't, because I wouldn't have got the job if I had. It was one of those things where I went out there, how everybody was smoking a lot of hash, and mainly talking about like this weird situation of your children and God or Peter. And we talked and talked and talked. And it was kind of like then we go down to the rehearsal room. They all lived this big, 20-room house south of London, kind of a communal.
Right.
Everybody had their own spaces. And we kind of play a little bit, and then I'd go back to London, and stay with Judy for a week, and then I'd go back out to the house for a couple weeks. And then they'd say, "Well, have you written any songs?" And I'd play them some things that I'd written. And slowly it kind of just turned out that I was going to be in the band. And one day they said, "Well, that's it. Well, I think, they had their manager come out and I signed some papers." And that's kind of when I knew that I was going to do it. But it was real shaky I didn't know what was going on for about 2 months. Very insecure. It wasn't like, you do an audition, somebody says, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
They don't do things that way. They go more on personal feeling and osmosis, and so it was difficult. But I guess I fit in because I was kind of that way myself.
Right. Now, did you at any time meet Peter Green, or was he just kind of like out of the picture completely?
He used to come out to the house, but he was totally, out to lunch mentally.
That's what I heard.
He'd come out and just, maybe stay for a long weekend and just basically kind of sit there and stare into space. And his fingernails were like 3 inches long, and he didn't play the guitar. And, some of the records, I did. He made an occasional appearance. And one time we put him in the echo chamber, and he played a long note, you know, and all that. But he was obviously mentally, you know, impaired.
And what about Jeremy Spitzer? Did you ever have the...
Never had any
contact?
never even mentioned. Not one time. I think by that time, Jeremy was living in South America or something. And the funny stories that I heard about Jeremy Spencer was that before he joined the Children of God, he was a completely, like a maniac, you know. He used to draw pornographic cartoons. He was absolutely hilarious, you know, with a real nasty, gross sense of humor. He was really you know, they used to hang, you know, he'd fill a condom up full of milk and hang it off his guitar. I mean, it was that kind of like they were raucous, you know, for the era.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, you know,
So,
shocking for the time.
Exactly.
And then he completely flipped around like people do. A lot of times if people are extreme on one end, they go to the other extreme. He flipped out and, you know, completely went from being a hellraiser to being a, you know, Children of God guy. So, but I never did meet him.
so now you had to kind of deal with Danny Kirshman, who was kind of like left over from the